Greetings everyone, Archimedes here, and welcome back to another brick-filled LEGO video. And today, I'd just like to explain to you guys why there are a few videos missing in January, February, and March. But before I do that, I'd like to explain to you about something much greater, about an organization that's called F.I.R.S.T. Now, F.I.R.S.T stands for Inspiration and Recognition of Science and Technology. They are a nonprofit charity that creates robotics competitions, or at least engineering STEM challenges, for every age of a schooled student. Teams form in schools, majorly, around the globe, working together with other students their own age, and guided by mentors in science and technology and other engineering fields. They gain a greater appreciation for science, technology, engineering, and math, as well as a variety of other skills as well. There are several levels of F.I.R.S.T LEGO League. First, in F.I.R.S.T, there is... that's just way too confusing to say. Well, first, in F.I.R.S.T, there's Junior F.I.R.S.T LEGO League, which is for kids 5 to 8, like early elementary school students. In Junior F.I.R.S.T LEGO League, students build a small robot with some kind of at least one moving part, or at least a display of some sort, to explain a challenge that has been given to them. Teams then gather at expos, where their models are judged by a panel, and they win fabulous prizes and awards. Next, there's F.I.R.S.T LEGO League, which is for kids 9 to 14, middle school age. In F.I.R.S.T LEGO League, students are given a challenge, a theme of some sort, just like Junior F.I.R.S.T LEGO League. However, here, students use a Mindstorms robot to build, well, a robot that solves much larger problems on a playing field that's about 3 feet by 6 feet. As well as this, teams must also create a presentation, once again solving a problem based on the topic of each challenge year. This allows students who may not have the greatest science and technology skills to still participate in the drawing up and the presenting pieces. I was in F.I.R.S.T LEGO League a couple years ago, and I had so much fun. You got to work with other kids to design this really awesome robot that solved all these problems. And the awesomest part was the robot was made out of Legos. I mean, come on, guys. Where do you go wrong with a Lego robot that crosses bridges and grabs things and gains points, all in a really awesome competition? In F.I.R.S.T LEGO League, just like in Junior F.I.R.S.T LEGO League, teams get together in competitions where you sort of face off, kind of head-to-head, on separate tables right next to each other, in the middle of a massive arena. Once again, you win fabulous prizes for your presentation and for your amazingness of your robot. It's a lot of fun. Next, we have F.I.R.S.T Tech Challenge. Now, F.I.R.S.T Tech Challenge uses Tetrix, which is kind of like a larger metal erector set, and they use the Mindstorms brick and some motors as the controls. F.I.R.S.T Tech Challenge is a step up from F.I.R.S.T LEGO League. It's for older students, now more high school kids, but it's a smaller competition, just about twice the size of the normal F.I.R.S.T LEGO League playing field. Here, the focus is more on science and technology, as opposed to the writing aspect. The only real major writing here is in producing a design notebook that tracks your progress as you go along in the build, and where you went right, where your design went wrong, what you could have done better. Just as in the other levels, there's an awesome competition, you face off against other robots, this time more directly. You get to solve these problems out on the field doing really awesome stuff. And of course, you win fabulous prizes. Finally, there's F.I.R.S.T Robotics Competition. Now, this is like a scaled-up version of F.I.R.S.T Tech Challenge. It's for the same age group, high schoolers. However, this time your robots are much bigger, about the size of a lawnmower or so. Here, the robots compete head-to-head, 3-on-3, in a massive 50 by 25 foot playing field. Teams can apply for numerous awards, all about their team. Presentation skills on different community service projects the team's done, the build, really awesome stuff explaining. So if you're into verbal and communications, it's awesome. As well as that, you also get to build this giant robot. Now this is a real robot with giant metal parts, all that have been machined by you and your teammates. You work together to first CAD, or computer-aided design, the robot, build it, machine the parts, put it together, and finally create this awesome robot that solves some really massive problems. This year, the challenge was aerial assist. Here, we were given these 2-foot balls and asked to launch them into very small goals, 6 feet in the air. These goals are only about 2.5 feet in width. Just think about that. Imagine building a robot that's big enough to launch a massive ball 6 feet in the air, super accurately. All the while, 5 other robots are mashing around the field, crashing into one another, shooting balls, flying across the field, defense, offense. It's just so awesome! In case you can't tell, I was in First Robotics Challenge this year. Working together with my fellow teammates, we did indeed build a robot that kind of looked like a derpy-looking bird, which did all those things. It was absolutely amazing getting to work together with fellow students who had the same interests that I did, building and designing things, and also presenting stuff, which I have a lot of fun with as well. In all the stages of FIRST, it's an amazing experience, and I don't see why anyone would not want to try it. Even if you're not into engineering, there are so many similar fields like designing papers and art and science and even business. I mean, after all, you have to make all the money for your team to buy the robot. You have to fundraise, you've got to make sponsors, you've got to do all the work yourself. No matter where you live and what age you are, there's a FIRST team that wants you, your skills and your professionality, your ingenuity and your silliness to make this challenge, this year's challenge, the best. Now, how about us, quote, old people? Now, for me, as someone whose last year of high school is this year, I'm unable to participate in any FIRST competitions as a student. However, if you're older, you can volunteer as a mentor on these teams. That's what my plan is for the next year. I so enjoyed working with this and solving these problems, and the mentors who we had were absolutely amazing. They devoted their time and their energy to help us, and I think they had a lot of fun too. They got to help us solve these problems, they got to solve them themselves, and got a lot of free food too, in the bargain. Overall, whatever age you are, FIRST is an amazing experience that allows you to test your own boundaries, your skills, and everything you have. Yeah, sometimes it does get hard. People get mad. The people you're working with don't always agree with you or think your ideas are as brilliant as you think they are. And yet, my friends, FIRST is so amazing. After stepping back, after a very long, hard 3 months of work, that's why I've been gone and not able to shoot that much video, I have had such a great experience, and I feel so blessed that I was able to experience it. I know so much more about myself, and a lot more about possibly being an engineer. And so, my friends, what are you waiting for? Go on to usfirst.org right now, and go find a team in your area, a team that's looking for you. And so, my friends, that's where I've been these last couple days, these last couple months. And that's why there aren't that many videos in January, February, and March. I've been at robotics at all hours of the day, just like my teammates, trying to make a robot that works. And in the end, our robot did work awesome, in case what I really hope you get out of this video, though, is not the news flash about where I haven't been these last couple of days. I really hope that you guys try FIRST, that you check it out, that you go out there and push yourself to the limits. Learn some amazing stuff. You are just what these teams in your area need. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I bid you all farewell. My name is Arcimedes36, and I'll see you next Sunday.